Court is 20 years old. She does have one prior felony conviction, but has never been sentenced to prison. We do feel that community control is an appropriate sentence in this case. She does have issues with marijuana and multiple issues with mental health that we do feel a period of community control could go a long way towards addressing. Probation has offered a suggestion as to placing Ms. Ward in the Escorted program in Beechwood, which does address both of those issues, and we would ask the court to consider that, Your Honor. Thank you.
What do you want to tell me?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
I really don't have much to really say.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
I said I really don't got much to really say.
Why not?
Because I really don't know. I don't know what my, it's not.
I can't hear you.
I don't know what am I really supposed to say here. I'm not sure.
Well, you can say whatever you want to say because I'm about to sentence you. If there's something you want to say on your own behalf that's going to help me figure out what to do with you, I'd say it. I mean, you've been in court before, right?
Yeah, but it really haven't went this far. Like I told you, my last court days, I was accessory to a case, so it was more so of the judge and my attorney talking more than me.
What did you tell the judge in that last case?
I didn't talk to her at all. She only asked me certain questions, and I told her that I was in school at a point in time because I was working, and then that's about it. That's all, and she just put it as time served. I really didn't talk as much. I don't know what am I supposed to say, but I do know I'm wrong for what I did. And
what did you do? What did you do?
I fled from the police when I could have stopped.
Why did you do that?
At the time where I had an altercation going on with my family at home, and that she had said she called the police on me, and they was saying that it was a warrant for my arrest and I wasn't ready to go to jail. Basically, parents try to scare a kid as in discipline, and I got too scared and wasn't ready to go to jail at the time.
So you got stopped, you stopped your car, looked in the side view mirror. Once the officer was approaching your car, you took off, right?
I didn't look in the mirror. I just seen the car, stopped the car, seen the lights and put off. I didn't look at nobody.
Yeah, that's what he said. When he was approaching, he could see you looking in the side view mirror.
Yeah, I didn't look at him at all.
Okay. And then you took off up and down side streets in Euclid at 60 miles an hour or more, right? Until they stopped chasing you?
I wouldn't say that fast.
I would, because that's what the police officer said. So I got to believe either him or you.
I wouldn't say that fast because
Well, how fast would you say in the 25-mile-an-hour zone with a bike going down the street at the time?
I don't know how to say that was false information because no bike was on the street at all. Nobody was on the
So
street.
there's two things now. There's three things. This is the third thing that you say didn't occur that the police officer said occurred.
There was nobody whatsoever on the
Okay,
street.
so that's three things. Now there's probably going to be a fourth as we go along in this conversation because you don't want to be honest with me. How long have you been smoking pot?
I've been smoking since I was 16.
Okay, and how often you smoking?
Every once, in a while, within I'll probably say 2-3 times a week.
Okay. I doubt it, but, so you know there's been a warrant out for you for now about 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Did you know that?
How can it be a warrant out for me and I came and did my probation
Because
report?
you tested positive when you were here to do your report. Remember, you didn't show up for the report the first time, right? And then you showed up at your sentencing day because you said you didn't know that you were supposed to show up a second time, right?
I didn't.
You didn't, even though you were given a letter to show up the second time.
I was not given a letter at
Okay.
all.
You're making this very difficult.
I told the lady that did my report that I didn't get the letter either. I
What
would have
lady?
showed the letter.
What lady?
I think her name is Miss Kimberly, Miss Jackson. I believe that's the lady that's sitting behind me. I told her. There's nothing to lie about in this situation.
Why didn't you guys give her a letter? Right.
So I'm not.
But she didn't talk to me.
She's talking. You be quiet while she's talking.
I'm not sure what happened at that time, but we always give letters
Right.
before the client leaves.
Okay. So the reason there's a warrant out for you is because when you did finally show up, you tested positive for marijuana.
I told her that I was.
What?
I told her that I was going to.
Okay. So now what am I supposed to do with you?
I'm not sure, but I am asking for probation because truthfully in life that I'm really not a bad person. I don't really do anything but go home and go to work. But I really don't know.
Go to
'Cause
work
as
where?
I'm talking to you and trying to explain to you, you're coming back to me saying I'm lying, and that's not true.
Okay. Go to work where?
I used to work at Amazon. Now I'm looking for another job. And if I can't, like, if it's not more so of me just sitting in the house, I am door dashing to keep myself out of.
You don't have a license.
I don't drive. I just drop the orders off. My mother's drive.
You seem like you have kind of a shitty attitude here.
No, I just truthfully, no, I'm not being disrespectful or anything. I just don't like when I'm trying to explain to something that's going on, that's happening, and they come back and tell me that I'm lying when I'm actually telling you the truth.
Okay, I'm telling you the 3 things you told me about what happened that day are the opposite of what the police officer said.
And
I'm telling you that I have to believe either you or the police officer. And I'm telling you that I believe him. Okay? That's what I'm telling you.
what much can you make me to say to make you believe me when I'm telling you what I know and I was there?
Okay. And he was there too.
Also, I know, I understand that, but I'm also telling you, and I also said something to them when he gave me the opportunity to turn myself in. If that was the case of how he said it was, I would have went to jail right then and there. But he gave me the opportunity to turn myself in, and I asked him why did he say that himself, and he couldn't even give me a response on that.
Okay.
He was so worried about the next person in the car.
So here we are, and you want to be on probation. And what is it that you hope to accomplish on probation?
I mean, I do want to get me a job. I do want to get out of a household to get my life together the correct way. I also really do need to finish school.
Okay. What else you need to do?
Work on my attitude and my mental health issues.
And what else?
That's pretty much.
Stop smoking pot. You don't want to do that part of it?
I don't want to take medication.
Okay. But you want to smoke pot. What is pot then?
I mean, truthfully, smoking, it might seem like, oh, this is just to do it, just to look fun and cool, but no, it actually calms. It's a calming thing. Like, it really keeps me mellow out a lot of stuff. Like, instead of me taking my meds,
What is your mental health diagnosis?
ODD,
ODD,
bipolar.
does that mean you don't want to listen to what the people in authority have to say?
No,
What does it mean?
I'm not sure. I never really looked much into it. I just listened to my doctor and took the pills that she gave me until I felt drowsy and started losing weight. And that's when I stopped.
When was that?
Around, I want to say, I started losing weight in 2022, 2021, and I stopped, I want to say, yeah, around, I'm not sure what the years. I have to really look back and think into paperwork.
When's the last time you were to the doctor for that?
Last time it was my last year of cheering, so I had to be like 17, 16, around the time I started smoking.
Okay. And you're how old now?
20.
So has your mental health condition improved since you stopped going to the doctor and smoking pot?
Truthfully, since I started smoking, I have been more so out of a lot of stuff more than I was before my meds and on them.
What does that mean? You've been out from a lot
Like,
of stuff.
I don't really get into it as a lot. Like, my attitude is not really as strong. Like, I can calm myself. As in now, I was able to hold my anger and explain myself more than me just being loud and clashing out and doing extra and how I used to be.
So smoking pot helps you.
Pretty much.
So how are you going to work on your mental health?
I do. It is a lot of things that my counselor that I had in 2023 told me to say, which is like walk, go parks, like little stuff to just keep my mind off what stresses me out. It's not really much. I do have coloring books at home, like little stuff, stress balls, fidget spinners, like stuff to fidget because I have anxiety also. So a lot. I have a lot of stuff to like cop with me lashing out. And mentally, I really don't know. I just cry. Truthfully. I don't know. I cry.
What is the source of your mental health issues? Do you know?
No.
Do you think you should find out?
I try.
Okay. Well, but you haven't tried for a few years because you stopped going.
I'm sorry?
I said you haven't tried for a few years because you stopped going.
No. I still had counseling.
When?
My last counselor was in 2023.
23. Now we're in 26. So you stopped going. Why didn't you continue? You haven't figured out the answer as to
Because
why.
she told
Why
me
did you
she-
stop going?
She told me she felt then like I was mature enough to control my anger. She said she felt like she didn't need me. My mom asked me, do I feel like, do I need her? I said she feel like she don't need me.
Okay.
And I just never seen her after that. She stopped coming to the house. So I'm not sure how the little stuff's supposed to work because my mom puts me in the programs.
Well, what is it you want to accomplish in your life?
Being somebody and not looked at like a criminal because I'm not a criminal. I want to go to school. I want to do a job. I want to have a job. I want to do
kind of
something in
job?
life. I'm into construction. I like building houses, picking up heavy stuff, forklifts. I don't know. I just like stuff like that.
Okay.
Basically engineering, if you could say that.
Well, if you don't want to be looked at as a criminal, then you shouldn't commit crimes.
I need to move my perspective, not perspective, I need to move my area, the surroundings I'm in.
Okay.
And that's why
That may be entirely true.
I know, I have to change my surroundings.
Okay. Anything else you want to say?
No.
Ms. Mulligan?
Your Honor, the state is not opposed to a community control sanction. It would ask that it be fashioned in such a way to give her benefit of help that she apparently needs, but we're unclear if she wants.
Well, that's a very good observation, because she clearly needs it. The problem is she doesn't think she needs it. And I'm not the least convinced that she's going to follow through with it. If she doesn't
Well-
follow through with it, then she will not accomplish what she told me she wants to accomplish, which is to complete school, get away from where she's living, and get a good job. So I've reviewed the pre-sentence report, listened to Ms. Ward, listened to counsel, considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. And I'm going to place you on community control for 5 years. You're going to serve 64 days in the Lake County Jail with credit for 4. You're going to enter into and complete the Sergeant program in Beechwood and follow their recommendations. The body language makes me think that you really want to do this whole probation thing. When a bed is available at a Sergeant, then you'll go there, and the remainder of the days will be suspended. You're to have no drugs or alcohol, and you'll be screened. You're to go to only one doctor and one dentist and one pharmacy for any prescription medication. You're to take your medication that you're prescribed only as prescribed. You're going to sign releases for probation so they can get your records. At the appropriate time, you're going to obtain and maintain full-time employment. And when eligible, you're going to get a valid driver's license. And you're going to pay the costs and supervision fees associated with this case. Mr. Randallson, any other terms that are applicable? Not yet. Ms. Ward, do you understand all the terms? Huh?
Yes.
Any question about the terms?
No.
If you fail to comply with the terms, the state will file a motion to terminate your community control. If I find you violated, you face 18 months in prison. You understand that?
Yes.
I'm going to suspend your driver's license for 3 years, effective May 29th of 25. Anything else, Ms. Mulligan?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Matthews?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All rise.
Anything you want to hear about how the vape?
What were you supposed to do?
Hey,
Doesn't you would never lie, bro? You said that you did this shit to me. I wouldn't be in jail, bro. I don't even, bro. You keep doing this every time you call the police on me. Everything you know I don't be doing. That's not me ready to go to jail. You do this every time to me. I don't be doing anything.
Under Ohio Revised Code, Section 2929.11 and Section 2929.12, the court evaluated the purposes of felony sentencing, including protection of the public and rehabilitation, along with the defendant's conduct and likelihood of reoffending. The defendant stood convicted of a felony fleeing offense and had a prior felony history but no prior prison term. The court focused on 3 legal factors: credibility issues during testimony, ongoing marijuana use despite supervision expectations, and failure to consistently engage in mental health treatment. These factors weighed against a fully lenient outcome. However, because the offense was non-violent in its classification, and the defendant remained a candidate for rehabilitation, the court exercised discretion to impose community control instead of prison. This aligns with Ohio sentencing policy favoring rehabilitation where appropriate. The sentence includes 5 years of community control, a short jail sanction, mandatory participation in a structured treatment program, substance restrictions, and strict compliance conditions. The court also imposed a driver's license suspension and ongoing supervision requirements. Importantly, the court made a clear finding that the defendant is at risk of non-compliance. As a result, the sentence carries a stated penalty of up to 18 months in prison upon violation, consistent with Ohio revocation provisions. The outcome reflects a conditional rehabilitation model, where continued liberty depends entirely on strict compliance with court-ordered conditions.